And I guess I did see that movie. I was going to say I didn't see it, but I remember too many details. I did see it. Alrighty. Here's what I was drawing at the very end of yesterday's session. Come on. There we go. I'm going to put some background behind this dude. Some wild, trippy background. Here we go. Okay. This wet media stuff for me, I have no informed approach to it. It's just looking for the happy accident. Just hoping for interesting effects and overlap. Let me get the chat window going. There it is. Let's rewind. Refresh. Rewind. Refresh. Hooray! The chat is waiting for new messages. Good morning. All right. Anyway, let's start fresh. Starting fresh. I see one viewer. Is it me? Am I the viewer? I don't know how that works. If there's anybody here listening, please say something in the chat. Otherwise, I'm likely to default to silence. Yeah. Oh, there I am, being silent. Let's see. Yesterday, I put out a podcast. It was just for the vaults, so most people haven't heard it. Well, even if it was for the free Zero podcast, most people would not have heard it. But most people like to tune into this live stream haven't heard that podcast. Todd Burt, hi from Nova Scotia. Hey, Ed, good morning. Hey, Todd. I don't mean to diminish you, but I don't remember your name. Have we spoken before? I make coffee now and join you soon. I drink coffee now and join you when you arrive. Or you join me, whatever. Nova Scotia. So I am in Vermont. Globally speaking, not far from you. Although if I had to walk there, it would be a challenge. There'd probably be some swimming involved, right? Would there? I don't know. Let me look at the map right quick. Here, I will share it with y'all. Nope, that's not what I meant to do. How about... Okay. So it looks like there's a bridge. I could walk there. Okay. That is all. Now, on the live stream here, let me get the chat back. Been following for a long time, never chatted, and yes, we are geographically close. All right. Yeah, my 9 a.m. Eastern start time definitely does not bring in the Californians. It's only 6:08 a.m. there. So Ed's in Montreal, and Todd's in Nova Scotia. Sometimes we get somebody from Poland in here. They're 5-6 hours ahead of us. So afternoon for them. And sometimes we get Parker, who's in Virginia, also same time zone as us. America was almost named Novus Mondia. That would have been cool. Yeah, well, why don't you just move to that alternate dimension where it was named that, huh? Oh, because there's already an Ed living there, and he's not giving up his spot, because, Novus Mondia, that's pretty cool. Pretty cool. Of course, what's Canada called in that universe? All right. Let's see. Ooh. More green. More green still. There we go. That's more what I'm looking for. As if I had a very clear conception in mind from the start as to what I was going to do here. These are just Lines on a screen. Maybe an image emerges, maybe not. Maybe it's just an abstract design. So every morning I get up, I get my coffee, I weigh myself, I record my weight, and then I sit down to play a little bit of Plants vs. Zombies 2, and I listen to my morning flash briefing, which is BBC headline news, NPR headline news, and if they have one ready, they don't always, Al Jazeera, their news digest. And it's interesting because NPR has completely given up any pretense at journalistic objectivity. They're just, full on anti-Trump. Every news story comes packaged with, some editorial digesting built in. This is how you're supposed to feel about this. They don't even leave it to you to make a judgment based on their skewed reporting. They tell you what you're supposed to think. So NPR, they're pretty good in terms of reporting the facts on international stories now, so long as it doesn't involve Trump. But for news about the United States, that's that's why I need BBC and Al Jazeera. They don't have quite the same biases and motivations. The drawing makes me think Aztec. Yeah, I was kind of thinking that as well when I started putting these things that look like feathers over here on the sides. All right. What this headgear is, I have no clue. NPR interviewer put words in mouth of interviewees yesterday. It was a shocker for me. Once you're listening for it, it happens all the time. It's not as bad as, cable TV news. But once you pick up on it, you'll see it a lot. Or you'll hear it a lot, I guess, with NPR. All right, enough of that. Let us move on over. All right, that was yesterday's drawing. All right, there's Joyce. There's Derek and Joyce in the conference room. There's Ed and VZ. Ed and VZ are supposed to be in the hangar. So, let's save this. It's already saved. Okay, good. Now let's flatten this image. And we're going to save an alternate copy of it. G. No, let's make it a TIFF. All right. And now, let's see. I need to look at some drawings of the hangar that our backup artist, or our background artist, Pinky, has drawn. So, come on, where's the cursor? CBC radio is addicted to victim, villain, hero narrative. That gets me changing the station. Yeah. That is an irresistible narrative for the left. Particularly for the affluent left, which is, NPR. I don't know about CBC. I don't know who the standard CBC listener is, but it's, to my ears, it's very much the Canadian NPR. All right. What am I looking for? I'm looking for Pinky backgrounds and the hangar. Oh, there's not much here. Could we possibly... All right. Not that. Okay. Here's a nice shot of the hangar from Pinky. So Pinky doesn't respond to my email requests in real time, so I can't really I'm often working on comics on short notice, and I can't really wait the time it requires for him to respond. So I haven't featured his backgrounds in a long time, as much as I'd like to, and as much as I have a budget to pay him for it. I just it's a matter of response time. I've offered to let him just draw whatever he thinks, and I'll work it in later, and he doesn't want to do that. Anyway, BZ and Ed are standing over near one of these bays. Maybe we'll put it over on that side. Anyway, let's get back to it. All right, you two. I need you to be smaller. Okay. New layer. I'm going to call it background rough. Okay, so my speciality, if you can say I have one, is drawing characters. Backgrounds, not so much my thing, but I do know the basics. So let's pick our eye level. We'll say it's like right at VZ's fly there. So there's our eye level. And there's a vanishing point. All right. just eyeballing it, trying to get these lines parallel to one another. Now there's a formula for calculating how much the distance here should be foreshortened, but I don't remember it. What we're going to do actually is we're going to use the parallel ruler, which is a special ruler, parallel line. Alright, so we're going to use this one as a guide. That's our line. So now we'll draw another one over here. Whoops. No, not like that. Like that. Alright, now, what were we using before? A pencil? There we go. And, whoops. What do we got going here? I was just going to suggest use parallel ruler. Well, there you go, Ed. There you go. Except I still want these cells to be bigger. There we go. What have I done? Okay. So now, goodbye parallel ruler. Already got one there. Alright. So now we're just back to freehand sketching. Just saucer up it there. And way back here. Say the back wall is like way up here. And that's, oh, that's not a straight line. Let's try that. Okay, so there's actually, can't work that way, it's going to be like that. Further, actually. That doesn't really work. Anyway, the actual comic frame is probably going to be something like that, or even smaller. Yeah. So we really don't have to get too crazy. Alright, so we're going to have a smaller ship in here. It's got short wings like that, and a canopy or cockpit canopy like that. Maybe it's got some kind of ramjet looking thing up here and a fin. It's probably not called a fin on an aircraft, is it? I don't know. Tech stuff ain't my thing. Alright. What do we got here? I don't smoke cannabis often. Last night I smoked cannabis and looked at the moon through my spyglass, or through spyglass. I feel better than usual this morning. Well, Ed, I smoke cannabis every night, including last night, and I feel pretty much like I always do. Alright, so we've got some miscellaneous random junk. Oh, palette. Again, that's our frame. I don't really need to go crazy outside of it. Let's just have some random stuff. Random stuff. Now I'm totally just eyeballing the perspective on the round saucer back here, and it's totally wrong. But so be it. All right. It's probably too early to do this, but I'm going to create the ink layer. Vector. Ink. Actually. It's not really necessary to specify that it's background ink because the characters are already done. Oh, I was drawing all that on the same layer with the characters. Okay, that's interesting. Well, I haven't saved anything. All right. Well, I don't need to preserve these sketchy pencil lines. Though, let's do move this guy a bit. Yeah. Alrighty. Ink. Black. Now, do I want to do these, since, the underlying lines are drawn with a ruler, I could just go freehand over the top of them. And you can tell it's freehand, there's a little jiggle in it. Why? Why would I attempt such an insane maneuver? Well, here's why. Where's... Oh, I didn't open it in Clip Studio Paint. Okay. See? Pinky's backgrounds are all sketchy. These parallel lines there, that's all clearly hand-drawn. No rulers, no help. And I like it. I like the look of it. So anyway. But he's also not drawing in full black. It's meant to look sketchy. So anyway. Let's go. Let me show you something. This is just a straight line tool. I mean, I could just do that. Super easy. Done. In fact, I'm kind of tempted to. Okay. So let's go ahead and use the ruler. I know this is exciting, right? Watching me put down these rulers. Oh, not the parallel line ruler. We want just a plain old linear ruler. Just like that. Okay. Checking to see that we're on the right layer. Let's probably go with a smaller brush. Why didn't that one go in the ruler? Huh. Seems that my tabmate has a dead battery. All right. Oh, right. And it's one of these. What sort of battery is that? All right. Rose said she might show up in the chat, not as a voice participant to this call or this live stream. There we go. Tabmate is on. All right. Ooh, those are all terrible. Okay. I'm just faking that. What do we got here? My brain doesn't process work produced on computers as being real, substantial, valuable, but I know that after I print my writing, does it pop for me? I did this. Huh. And I haven't owned a printer in many years. Les asked the other day about digital drawing versus drawing on paper. All right. Now, just because they're distracting, we're going to... Nope, can't do that yet. Okay. Let's see. Everything in the base is run down, taped together. Jury rigged, repaired using improper tools, non-approved techniques. What do we got here? I think it's because digital work goes away with backspace, delete key, recycle bin. Yeah, well, physical work goes away with the striking of a match, the lighting of a lighter, or you can feed it right into a paper shredder. They don't have replicators? No, they absolutely do not have replicators. No. No, the base they operate out of was one that was built by humans. And either abandoned or the humans were eliminated. But yeah, this is the loser base. This is for this is the low status posting. There are other alien bases on Earth that do have all kinds of high tech gizmos, and they have everything they need, but not this one. This one is all about duct tape and chewing gum and fixing it to where it's not going to break today, most likely, but it ain't working right. All right. Control Z, man. Whereas I've got it mapped onto the PodMate directional controller up. Yeah, that's one of the big dangers for me. Is when I'm trying to draw a line, I'm like, okay, here's it. No, not that. Let's try again. No, not quite. No, not that one. No. Nope. So that's kind of a trap for me. Alrighty. So now, take Ed and VZ out of there, and let's get to erasing some lines. Why am I humming happy birthday? It's Rose's birthday. Now, the aliens who get assigned to this base are aliens who have been, pre-selected for career failure. They do not have what they need at this base to complete their assigned task, although they all assume that their assigned task is just busy work. Okay. The box is going to have a this end up arrow, and it's going to be pointing down. All right. All right. So I never did draw anything on the background rough layer. So we're going to rename that Tones. And let's make sure it'll work for that purpose. Yes, okay. So now I'm going to just go steal tones right out of Pinky's background art. Here we are. So looks like there's just 4 tones here. There's, including the dark lines. There's this tone here on the doors and on these walls. There's a lighter tone for the ceiling, the arched ceiling. A lighter one still for the floor here, but I think that's a gradient actually. Anyway, it's not a gradient. I can see the blending marks right there. Definitely not a gradient. Okay. So let's just pick a couple. And we'll go with that. All right. What's going on here? All right. Let's select all. So I wanted the floor light and these walls dark. I got it backwards. So let's just What to do, what to do. There we go. All right. Sounds like Dilbert, The Office with aliens. Yeah, it is. It's also like MASH. Basically, people working within the confines of an institutional structure that doesn't have their best interests at heart. You know. You know. All right. This big guy. All right, I notice I'm quiet again. Ed, hit me up. Hit me up with a question or a comment. Oh, wrong layer. There we are. What's going on? All right. No. A little better. Is nihilism a defensible personal philosophical orientation, or can it be shown to be inherently flawed, incorrect, unfounded? As a matter of opinion, I think it's perfectly respectable as long as it doesn't inform your social interactions. Just as a a way of understanding the world that you're in. I mean, what is nihilism? Is it the belief that there's no purpose, there's no value in anything, there's no inherent goodness or worthwhile aspects to existence and living? Or is nihilism just that, the worst thing you can imagine is not nearly as bad as what really is? I think that would be more pessimism than nihilism. All right. Check this out. Let's see. No, too early. Too early for that. Keep working with the tones. Wrong layer. Try again. Cat's Cradle was my first contact with nihilism. Cat's Cradle. Okay, that's the Ice Nine. All the water in the world freezes at room temperature story, where the Vonnegut stand-in, the protagonist ends up, he's one of the only people left in the world, and one of the others is his dream girl, and she immediately runs and picks up some Ice Nine and puts it in her mouth and freezes herself into a statue. That's what I remember from Cat's Cradle. But Ed, how do you define nihilism? Okay. So now, let's see. And I'm going to add to that with the magic wand. No, I guess so. All right. So this isn't Photoshop. It would be very handy to have the layer mask tool available. There might be something similar in Clip Studio Paint, but I don't know. Let's see. Whoa! It's pretty funky looking, but add that. And let's make it smaller. Whoa, not what I meant to do. All right. Keep making it smaller. I did it again. Okay. There we are. Who's that? It's Rose. Hi. You are on speaker. Just so you know. I think it's just Ed in the chat. There was somebody else earlier. Todd Burt was in here earlier. He's a first-time chat participant.
Okay.
But mostly it's just me and Ed has asked about nihilism. If it's a defensible philosophical position. I'm guessing you don't have a position on that.
Well, you know.
Yeah. I do. Are you watching the stream?
Yeah, I watched you a while ago. So you didn't open your chat, so
I didn't.
I just called you then. Yeah.
I'm looking at the chat. Are you in Picarto?
No, I wasn't talking about YouTube.
Oh.
It's okay. Well, I told you about tomorrow, right? Like where we're going.
You're going to the beach.
Yeah. So.
I wish I was going to the beach tomorrow.
Huh?
I said I wish I was going to the beach tomorrow.
Yeah. It's fun.
Yeah. It'll be a while.
I'm gonna sleep early because we'll leave very early tomorrow.
How far is it to the beach?
I'm not even sure which beach are we going to actually. If it's the one in the town next to Balamban or the original one that we planned for. We'll see tomorrow.
So can you see what I've drawn here?
I can't because I'm just using my phone.
Oh, okay.
So I can't open. Wait, let me see. I think I can open. Oh yeah. Yes. Add and
yeah, the other guy, his name is VZ007Z.
Yeah.
Otherwise known as just VZ.
Add and VZ.
Yeah. So yeah, that shows you how far the stream is behind because I don't see those two on screen. I've long since removed them. That's our lag.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm working on the background here.
Okay, I see it.
Oh, that's not what I meant to do. Try again. Oh, come on. Alt.
So, am I on speaker?
You are, yes. You want me to put in headphones?
What?
Yes, you are on speaker. The folks on the chat, which I think is just Ed right now, can hear you. If you like, I can plug the headphones in, though.
Well, just say hi to Ed.
Well, Ed can hear you.
And
There we go.
and say good night. Smile.
Yes, it is late there. What's going on here? What am I doing? There we are. Yeah. We'll do the same up here.
So this will appear in the strip.
Yes. Yes, it will. Oh, except I'm losing the plot here. Let's try again.
Yeah, YouTube is very delayed.
And okay.
Okay, wow. So I think I'll say good night now.
Okay. Sorry, I'm not much of a conversationalist right now. Remove this part. Well, hold on just a second.
Me?
No, yeah. Give me just a sec here. Alrighty, folks. I had turned down the volume on the chat so I could say my mushy goodbyes. Hello at Toddbert. Oh, Toddbert's still here at work. You were part of my background along with Radio Paradise. Rose, I tell you some things about my daughter Jadzia if you'd like. Well, Rose is no longer... the call is over. She's going to bed. It is 10:09 p.m. there. All right. So... All right, I need to remove that landing strut from the selection. So to do that... Oh, no, that's not what I meant. Alt. No. Do I need to add to the selection? Oh, this is driving me nuts. Come on. Okay, let's try this. All right. I see. I see what I've done. All right, I just have to stop and start again. Okay, now we're going to remove the ship. So that's Alt. So Todd, what's work? Are you at home or are you in a workplace? Ed, you're at home, right? You're not texting here from the car. All right, that's what I was looking to do. And the barrel. Let's take the barrel out. All right, now. Yeah. There we go. Again, most of this background is not going to appear in the comic. I'm making very inefficient use of my time. In fact, I think I'm going to call this done. We're going to save this. We're going to flatten this. And we're going to save it as a background. What do I call it? But where do I put it? That's the question. Normally I'd put it in Pinky's backgrounds, but he didn't make this, so we need a new folder? Really? No, locations. We already have a folder. Hanger. All right. We'll say missing ship. Hanger slot. look at that. Okay. See, I could fiddle with this all day, and that would be a big mistake. Yeah, I'm going to leave it like that. Okay, we're done. Save. So now, we'll come back to this. Go back to Fresco for a bit. Let's throw a new layer on here. Let's go an even darker green. And let's go with ink. How about the Classic Comics nib? Almost never use that. That's nice. Go even a little darker. Come on. Come on. Doesn't want to move. What's going on? There we are. Oh, we got lag. We got lag on the Cintiq. That's not good. All right. Come on. Undo. Undo. Tabmate does not work with Fresco. All right, here we are. All these keyboard controls I also, default to. They don't work. So Ed, nihilism. What's your working definition of that term? Oh. Yeah, Ed, I can't really see above for requested elaboration on what you mean by nihilism. I scanned back through the chat before I asked you to clarify and didn't see anything. For me, I just glance over at the chat from time to time, but I don't really dwell there. Oh, drawn on the wrong layer again. I'll tell you what. Oh, not that. Let's just do a screenshot. Not what I meant. Let's try again. Cartographer in an office. Just me most days. Trying to file your September payroll report. Hey, Parker. Parker, can you see what came before in the chat, or does your chat history start with when you popped in? Maybe the whole thing. All right. So you just missed Rose. She popped in for just a minute. I mean, she wasn't in the chat. She called. The first thing is a good morning exchange. Yep. You can see it all. Has anybody heard the podcast that I put out yesterday? It's the final chapters of Donald J. Putin on American exceptionalism. And then I also read a chapter from The Storm Before the Calm by George Friedman. Shall I regale you with an Uber Eats misfortune from last night? Sure. All right. Well, Ed, let me know when you've heard it, and we'll talk about Empire. But what is your Uber Eats misfortune tale? Curious to hear that. There we go. Uber Eats misadventure. So we get this dude over here. Maybe this guy can be a character from the next chapter of Geb, which I'm already working on. Let's see, what do we got here? Have you got comments from Picarto or Twitch today? No, I have not. I have never gotten a comment from Twitch. Or have I? Anyway, no, all YouTube. Parker, I've not heard. Uber Eats is blind computer algorithm from Silicon Valley. Maybe I am westernmost available Uber driver. Some 40 minutes west of me, Someone 40 minutes west of me order barbecue chicken. I accept the order not knowing in advance how far it is. Westernmost? The most western. The furthest to the west and still be considered within the orbit of this metropolis. From what perspective you are in the Eastern time zone? Right, the very local perspective. West of here is farmers' fields. Ah, I see. East of here is more city. All right, so what's your tale of woe there, buddy? All right, now I'm thinking I'm actually going to do a little research and find some sort of Aztec-type headgear. But no, this is the drawing live stream. I'm just going to keep drawing. I'm kind of thinking of the chief bad guy, though, in the movie Apocalypto. Remember him? I'm not going to pierce his nose the way he was pierced, but we're going to give him these vertical slits for eyes. He's got kind of a Devo hat going on here. Remember Devo? Are we not men? Whip it good. We are Devo. Okay, maybe he's got goggles that are pushed up on his head. Kind of like that. Nope, need a new layer. What do we got? So I have to drive 40 minutes through rural country to bring this guy his chicken. Then 40 minutes back. Yikes. Just to make $8 to drive 80 minutes. Woo-wee. It made me sad and angry. Tip reflect your effort? That is somewhat crazy. It's because I was working on the fringe and the dumb algorithm just matched me with faraway guy who was jonesing for barbecue chicken. Next time I'll be more careful before I accept orders in this area. End tale of woe. Well, what about the tip? Did you get a generous tip, or would you just get the flat $8? Do you take order from other services like Grubhub or just Uber Eats? Did anybody watch the vice presidential debate? I watched it mostly with the sound off. I was talking to Rose, and I'm glad, because I absolutely cannot stand to listen to Kamala Harris talk. That will be a strong motivation for me to get out of the country if she's president. Alrighty. Parker watched it. I watched VP debate with my daughter. All right, so everybody knows. You know, the ridiculous thing about it is I've already voted. Why should I even watch a vice presidential debate? Even if I hadn't voted yet, why would I watch a vice presidential debate? But I always do. I am bought in to the whole presentation. Harris did promise to decriminalize marijuana and expunge records in the debate. And what is your level of confidence that she's going to follow through on that? Well, I mean, she's not going to be president, but if she were president. Now, unlike some folks, I can accept a good outcome from a figure that I don't like. Like, I heard so many people saying that they would never take a vaccine that Trump developed. And I'm like, Trump is not a virologist, you know, he's not developing a vaccine. It doesn't matter who's president, the people developing the vaccines will be the same people. Oh, you know, I didn't mean to fill in his eye like with that dark gray, but it looks kind of cool. Yeah, I like that. All right, now. Well, yeah, only Congress can change the Controlled Substances Act, but a president can introduce legislation. A president can announce to the world that this is what he or she wants done, and you know Congress needs to either do it or account for their inaction. Ed, did your daughter have any observations about the debate? Nope, not what I meant to do at all. Oh, it's not closed, right? There. Might not be much, but it's not nothing. No, no. If people can't be arrested for marijuana possession anymore, then that is going to eliminate a lot of arrests. You know, if officers can't use the claim that they smelled marijuana, to search somebody's car, yeah, that'll make a difference. I mean, they'll come up with new abusive tricks to get you to give up your rights. They're trained to do that. Let's see. There's a politician trick, which is to claim to intend to push for something or try to make something happen legislatively. She framed it in a social justice context, so I could see it being an element of some law enforcement reform bill. You know that the machinery of passing legislation makes it unlikely. But you get credit for making the declaration of intent. Yes, but the Democrats might actually take the Senate. They might actually have control of the Senate, the House, and the White House. And then if they do not do anything, basically, if they don't provide any relief from the drug war, if they don't provide any COVID-19 like economic stimulus, another round of checks. If they control everything except the Supreme Court and they do nothing, which is what they're likely to do, will Democratic voters hold them to account later? I don't see it happening, really. My daughter and I both took note of the spark and twinkle and vivacity of Senator Harris's face. Really? Wow. I think that kind of declaration is a first for a presidential vice presidential debate. It might be. Might be. Might not be much, but it's not nothing. And the relative deadness and misery it lives in VP Pence's. Huh. Pence just seems very composed to me. I don't know if he believes what he says, but he says it with, seemingly total conviction. It expands the Overton window, which is something. Yep, it is something. All right. Who is this dude? Who is this character? Okay, what's going on here? I see what's going on. There. New messages. This character is alien equivalent of recycled can collector. He goes around to those hidden alien installations and collects a certain thing of value that the aliens throw away. I like that. At the same time, the lower level aliens know that they can buy contraband from him that helps make their workday tolerable. A bill just passed in Virginia Senate to ban the use of the smell of weed as a reason for police stops and seizures on August 28th. I think I heard about that. That is a step in the right direction. All righty. So, let's get some ink down here, shall we? Let's see. This makes me think of product. Weed small thingy that you hang from your rearview mirror. I smell marijuana. Of course you do. We have weed smell thingy hanging right here. Officer, have a nice day. Lol, are they going to be selling those little trees with that now? Yeah, I don't know. It will be interesting to see what happens. Alright, let's go back to the color. No, too dark. Still too dark. Huh. There we go. That's more what I'm looking for. Let's see. Oh, Dread is so good. So good. Trees. I reserved Dread from my library. Apparently, Alex Garland was involved in that project. He wrote it. Edward Casimir. I think it will be good. It's amazing. It is an amazing film. Watch it 3 times. It's so good. Did you see the trailer for Expanse Season 5? It came out yesterday. No, I have not seen that yet. I listened to the audiobook that season is based off of Nemesis games, so I have all the spoilers. Let's just say the Belters get uppity. Okay. The Belters. Ooh, that's not what I meant. But yeah, maybe that was a good idea. Maybe he's got some sort of armband here. Yeah. Back. I command you. Alrighty. We got 9 minutes left. How about we pop back over to Fresco and we start a new document. Come on. What's going on? New document, please. Go. Begin. All right. Wow, Fresco is really laggy, whereas Clip Studio Paint is lickety split. Cracker Jack, Johnny on the spot. Come on. Paint bucket. All right. Fresco is not happening. Come on, come on, come on, come on. All right, so we're here in Clip Studio Paint again. Let's see. Ed, did you see this? Cass Anvar. Oh no! The Martian, the Indian guy who's a Martian with a Texas accent, that guy? And the actress who plays Queen of Earth has a really nice Twitter feed. Oh yeah. I like her. Okay. Let's Control Z her away. Oh well, I guess I'll just keep inking for a few more minutes. Let's go with a smaller pen. What is... I see. Alright. So just turn that down. There we go. Aha! Alright. Now back to the ink. Better yet, how about some materials? Like, what kind of textures do we have here? Okay. Now, I think I can just keep drawing with that. Right, there we go. Come on. background behind this guy? Let's go back to our materials and grab what? Yeah. There we go. There's our dude. Let's just flatten all this. Actually, there we are. All right. Hey, it's 11. What do we got? What have I missed? Oh, wow. Quite a bit. Okay. Tenzin. Booker T. From WWE. Is that who that is? Let me look that up. No. Come on. Booker T. WWE. All right. So this is Booker T. All right. He's got the gym bod. So Booker T if he was green. Wow, look at his face. Look at that. Right on. Okay, well, I didn't know who Booker T was, but I might be borrowing some of his facial features. We'll see. Alrighty. Well, everybody who showed up for the stream, thank you very much. I will talk to you again, not tomorrow, but on Monday.